Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, James Lane, with my co-host, Kyle Johnson.
What's poppin'?
And my co-host, Ryan Fahey.
Okay, hi.
I just
Hello.
slammed my elbow.
Oh my god.
It's all good.
A fire start.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
NBA Finals starts tonight. Suns, Bucks. What are you guys thinking of this series?
Suns in 4, bitches! I don't actually think Suns in 4. I would love Suns in 4, but I honestly think Suns in 6. Especially if...
I was thinking the same thing.
So I was going to say Suns. I said Suns in 6 last week, and you're all like, no, James, you can't say that. 100% said it. It's on one of our clips. Go back.
I went, don't be real.
Yeah.
Oh, that we were just...
So I will say if Giannis doesn't play, which I think he's going to, but say for some ungodly reason he does not play, then it's Suns in 4. Without a question.
Suns in 5, actually. I think Bucks steal one. They have a good defensive team.
Yeah,
they're the best defense in the league.
That's if Giannis doesn't play.
Bro, you see Brook Lopez the other day after the game? Legs crossed, hand up on the knee. Yeah.
Looking like a librarian.
That man about a 30-piece somebody.
Dude. I think this is going to be, if Giannis is playing, this could be one of the most exciting series we've had in a long time. Because it's like last year, I don't want to say the bubble didn't count, but the Lakers were clearly a better team, without a doubt.
They were healthy.
And then before that, it was the Raptors beating up on Steph Curry by himself. And then it was just Kevin Durant, Golden State. And the last serious one was 2016. LeBron, 3-1 comeback kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just, I think this could be one of the more exciting NBA finals we've seen in recent history.
Yeah.
Real recent history.
Well, we'll see. I think Chris Paul plays out of his mind. I think Devin Booker does pretty well. I think DeAndre Ayton is the big factor. If he can guard Giannis, especially on the pick and rolls, if he can just be that big body.
Just slow him down. Get in his way.
30 points. Give him 30.
Is it sad that that's the limit? Like, if Giannis is only averaging 30 this series?
If Giannis only averages 30, I think the Suns win. I think the Suns, they're too good of a team. Although, I don't know, their defense, like Drew Holiday is going to be on CP3 or Devin Booker the whole game. So it's like,
dude, but
he's a top defender. He really is. Brook Lopez is a big dude. Everyone undervalues his defense.
I feel like it's high offense versus high defense.
That's kind of what this, yeah.
This is why I think it could be a really exciting series, because it's like, I don't know, just a really good matchup overall.
The problem is the supporting cast. That's what it comes down to. It's if Giannis isn't there, especially, it's like who's going to facilitate any sort of offense.
I think at most Giannis is only going to miss game 1.
I hope so.
Because if Giannis doesn't play, then it's like I don't want to put an asterisk on the Suns finals. But it's
Thank you. I was just about to say, because this entire run has really been just like
so many injuries.
Yeah, they didn't play Kawhi. I mean,
injuries suck, bro.
Jamal Murray didn't play. They beat LeBron.
It was just LeBron. AD did he get hurt in the series?
He got hurt in the beginning of the series, and then he tried coming back. He got hurt again. So, like, Anthony Davis was not relevant to that
Anthony
series.
Davis is literally, like, at 10%.
Like, I would hate to put an asterisk on it, especially if Giannis doesn't play. It's like, but if he's not playing, it's like you're beating up on teams that are kind of running off life support.
But at the same time, to their credit, they're doing exactly what they need to do then.
Right.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing where it's like, they're not barely winning, or they're not doing just enough. It's like, Chris Paul put up 40 points or 41 points that last game.
Yeah.
Devin Booker has had unbelievable games. DeAndre Ayton getting
don't forget,
double-digit rebounds all the time.
They still have to be perfect.
No, they do.
You know
And that's where it's like, I don't want to put the asterisk, especially because Chris Paul, his whole career, say this is his only NBA Finals, you're going to put an asterisk on it?
I won't do that
Like,
to him.
how could you?
I can't. I love him too much. There's no way.
Especially with how they have been playing. It's not like they've just been kind of getting by.
It's been maximum effort every game. It's been... Like, when they're supposed to blow teams out, they blow teams out. Like, they're locked and loaded. And I think the big thing, too, for them, which is a little different, which I hope Giannis got enough rest. And like I said, I hope he's healthy. But, like, the Knicks, they're playing Kevin Durant the entire game. Paul George's got to be exhausted. Paul George's got to be exhausted right now. I'm sure Kawhi would have been out there for another 40-plus minutes.
That could have changed the whole series.
It's like, bro,
alone.
Chris Paul's playing 30 minutes a game. You know what I mean? Like, Devin Booker's playing 35 minutes a game. They're not exhausted. They're ready to go. So I don't know. I really think the Suns in 6.
I mean, I said it last week. I'm going to stick by it. I mean, well, you've been riding. You have to stick by it. You've been riding this wave since they signed Chris Paul.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't want to put an asterisk. I'm hoping Giannis comes back, because I really do believe this could be one of the most exciting NBA finals we've seen in recent history.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be 2016 Cavs Warriors good, but it's going to be better than Kevin Durant beating up on
Well,
the
Mikal,
Cavs.
I think the big thing is DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges have their work cut out for them if Giannis plays. So this is probably going to be the hardest person they have to, or their hardest defensive assignment this finals run.
This could be a good coaching matchup. It's just like, how do you...
Great coaching matchup.
I was going to say, how do you slow down Giannis? And it's like, then how do you stop the two guards? Like, one of the best backcourts in the league. Yeah. Debatably number one. You could say number one.
I really think, especially with the Suns, or for the Bucks rather, it comes down to pick and roll. It's like, can they step up and put enough pressure on CP3 and Devin Booker and not let them get to the lane? Like
CP3, just like the way he goes, like you were pointing out when we were watching, he just goes around and then he just fades back.
His mid-range
all
move,
his shots are just fading back, and it's like, it
is lethal, dude. His mid-range, so he'll come off the screen, and rather than like drive to the basket, it's like if this is the screener, he'll go around and then come to the other side of him. And it's like, dude, the separation he creates off of his man having to run around and just that mid-range, he's disgusting. He shoots like 80% from that spot on the floor. Like, that's his spot.
It's just so clean and fluent every time. I noticed that on the last game, I was like, holy cow. It just... Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But...
What do you think of Faye?
I just hope Giannis is... As long as Giannis plays the majority of the series...
Yeah.
There's no asterisk on
no
this
asterisk.
Series.
No.
The way up to it,
debatable.
Yeah, I mean, it's still.
They didn't. Granted, the Jamal Murray thing, he didn't play, but he wasn't the best player on the team.
That one's just throw like in there because it's an injury.
They still had the MVP.
They
still had to beat LeBron. They still had to beat. Who was it the last series? Why am I shooting Kawhi? No, they still had to beat Paul George.
Oh, sorry.
And I will say, Paul George this playoff kind of changed the narrative of playoff.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he stepped up.
We're going to take that. We're going to give that right to Kristaps. You can figure that out.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not doing too hot. But Kawhi.
Speaking of
Kawhi, he's got a player option.
Yep.
Let's go through this hypothetical. Okay, where's he going? Where do you boys think he's going?
Miami.
I'd love to see it.
Him, Butler, Bam, Tyler Hero. Bye.
Send
him to the moon to get Kawhi. They don't care.
No, it'll be a free agent.
It'll be a free agent. You get to keep Hero.
No. To make the money work?
Do they have to sign him, or is he restricted, I thought?
No. Like, to sign Kawhi, my fault.
Yeah,
but Kawhi leaves them to sign Kawhi.
They couldn't keep Hero if they signed Kawhi?
I don't know, because Bam's also on a Supermax, is he not?
I think Bam got paid. I think
Bam
Hero
did
still...
get paid. I know Bam got paid. I don't know what the number is.
Don't they have Victor Oladipo too now?
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
And he just didn't play a lot.
Actually...
So you got Jimmy, Victor Oladipo, Bam, and if you added Kawhi to that...
Actually, yeah, Tyler Hero's already signed.
They would send him...
Oh, he's on his rookie contract.
Yeah, but if they had to get rid of him, you get rid of him to get Kawhi.
Send him to Mars yesterday for Kawhi Leonard. Like, it's not even close.
But they won't have to. That's the thing.
No, they won't have to, but like...
If Kawhi really wanted to be nice to LA, they could do a sign and trade, but they won't do it because that eliminates a lot of teams. But he could just opt into his player contract and then they could trade for him, but Kawhi's
I don't see him doing that. That's a risky game if you opt in and say, hey, I want to trade. No, you opt out. You go get your money somewhere else. You go where you want. Have the control.
I think what he's most likely going to do is stay with the Clippers, but I think if he does leave, I'd love to see him in Dallas.
I've heard this take, and I'm not totally against it because him and Luka.
Dude, well, Colin Cowherd put it perfectly. So Kawhi's a very frugal guy. You know, he doesn't need the spotlight. He doesn't need when you're out. So the state tax in LA, if he stays in LA, especially if he signs like another 3-year, 4-year deal, I think if he signs a 4-year max deal, he's going to lose out just on state taxes alone, like $18 million.
Well, yeah, because California is the most taxed state in America.
It's ridiculous. But people like LeBron, who else is out there? Steph out in California, they make up for that in endorsements and money.
Because they have personalities.
Exactly, yeah. They go to LA. Billionaires line up basically to, work with these guys. Kawhi's not like that. So I think if he goes to Dallas, you already got Luka, who's the face. Kawhi gets to kind of sit and be like the best number 2 in basketball.
So weird to think about.
He gets to be the best number 2. I mean, I say number 2, but he just wouldn't be the face.
Well, no, clearly. Well, Luke, that's his team. That's Luka's team.
Yeah,
that just would be so weird. That because Kawhi, I feel like we're maybe not the beginning with the Spurs, but like once he went to the Raptors, it's like he's the guy. Then he went to LA, it's like he's the guy. And now if he goes to Dallas, it's like okay, Luka's the guy, even though you are a top player in this league.
And you don't have to trade Kristaps. Kristaps can be your number 3, take a lot of pressure off him. That's still a 7-footer who can space the floor.
He's not happy there because he's
not.
He was just like,
he's not happy.
he's like, I don't feel like I'm his teammate. I feel like I'm a second thought. And if
Which
you bring in
he
Kawhi in,
is.
I think
He's going to be a third.
I think he'll be like, I want out. He'll be like, I want to trade.
Yeah, he's as far as him being like upset with how he's like what's going on with Dallas, it's like, dude, play better. Like, I'm sorry.
No, and I'm
kind of
totally
the
with
same.
it, but it's like he originally thought it was like, oh, it's going to be me and Luka. And it's, don't get me wrong, play better. I agree.
You play better. That narrative exists.
Yeah, but now you're going to bring in Kawhi Leonard, and it's like, yeah, that dude, even if he plays better, he's the third option now.
Which I think he'd be better as a third.
At this point, he was just kind of, I'm going to say, a trendsetter of the 7-footer that could shoot threes. Because when he came in, he was kind of...
He's just been so injury prone.
I know. Well,
he gets hurt
you
every
see how
year.
thin he is?
Yeah, he's a...
That's why, dude.
Yeah.
It's the same
There's
thing with
no
Kevin.
beef on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, though, especially if you can convince him to stay, Luka, Hardaway, Kawhi, Porzingis, who else? Who would you throw in the starting five? Fucking Dwight Powell. I don't even care. That's still a championship team. So,
And if you bring Kawhi in, then some other free agents might be interested. And I'm not talking top free agents, but like good role player guys, good depth guys, where it's like, wow, because
you could bring in like a George Hill.
Because even if they come in, it's like Kawhi's a little older, but it's like Luka is still so young that it's like I'm not going to sign to a really crappy team. It's like this team will be good while I'm here.
Oh, Luka's going to stay with the Mavs for like the next 15 fucking years, 12 seasons.
If they bring in Kawhi, I think he will, because there's been rumors where he's like, I'm not happy.
It doesn't matter. He's under contract as far as like same with Zion. Yeah,
They're
great.
usually
good. You want to leave, but if
usually the first 7 years you spend with the team that drafted you.
They're not.
But I'm talking after that. But that's what I'm saying. For like right now, you can convince guys to come because it's like, oh, you have the young talent that's going to be around here for a while. So once you bring in more winning culture players, kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when it's like, oh, maybe I'll stay. Because if you're winning, why would you leave?
Yeah.
The team I'm thinking, which I'm not, I bringing it up more just because I feel like it's the team's becoming relevant. The Knicks. I think the Knicks could be in this conversation because one, they have the money because they didn't really go on a huge spending spree last free agency. Secondly, they're starting to build a winning culture. You have a young player in R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, who stepped up. But the only thing that concerns me is they are more forward. They already have a lot of forwards. I was hoping for more of a guard-centric team like the Mavs, things like that. But the market is a big one, too, because you were saying, like, oh, California, all the taxes. New York's pretty high tax, too. But that's a huge market. That is the biggest market in America. So whatever his shoes, I know he has, like, what, Reebok? New Balance?
New Balance.
That just fits him so well.
It really does.
But, like, even going to New York, not that his... That's just such a... I'm really thinking about that. That's such an odd shoe, but...
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, like,
all the dads in New York are going to go wear them.
Kawhi shoe.
But that's the thing. So he can build his brand a little more because it's literally New York City. The only...
But I don't know if he wants to be the spotlight. Especially if he...
I don't think he doesn't have to be, though, because that's kind of Julius Randle's
They'd have
team.
to bring... no, if you bring in Kawhi... If you bring in Kawhi, that's Kawhi's team all day.
But you don't think he's going to try to fit... Kawhi literally did it with LA. He finessed everyone, so he's like, okay, now Paul George is going to come here. There's someone else he wants to play with. He might be able to finesse it with New York.
I don't
they
think
have the money and the capital.
I don't think he leaves the Clippers unless he gets... Unless he knows it's a better situation, because I think the Clippers they're built around those two. Like, as far as draft capital, but they proved this year, especially in the playoffs, that they're going to compete for titles.
The only reason I think he might stay with the Clippers is because he didn't play the last series. If he played and they lost,
yeah,
4-2?
Exactly. Yeah, they lost, and it was
4-2.
by
Actually, I
nobody's
think
fault.
4-1.
It was by nobody's fault except for the fact that you weren't playing.
That's the thing. That's the only reason why I think he might stay with LA, just because he didn't play in that last series, and he's probably thinking, if I was playing, this would be different. It would at least gone to Game 7.
At bare minimum, Game 7.
That's. I don't know. The Clippers I feel like haven't had a winning culture for so long because they've always been the little brother to the Lakers kind of thing.
They went farther than the Lakers this year. And actually, I think the Lakers if they're smart, they trade Anthony Davis. But that's another topic. I think they trade him for Dame.
Can we talk about that?
Really?
I'm down.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
I'm sorry. What does this take?
Yeah,
I think they trade... Well, Anthony Davis, he's more injury prone. He's already proven he's kind of not as dedicated as LeBron, you know what I mean? Like, there's rumors he's not doing this, not doing that.
Who, Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis, yeah. It's like he's committed, don't get me wrong, but he's slowly turning into this big who kind of wants to be fancy, and like he averaged a career low in rebounds. Yeah, his points are up, but he's not the big that he should be, especially when he's, a 7-footer. Like I said, doesn't play all the games. Damian Lillard doesn't get hurt. He needs to get the fuck out of Portland because Portland is ruining this man's career.
Yeah.
And I think as far as like a facilitator next to LeBron, it's like, dude, you don't with Damian Lillard on the floor on the team, you can win games without LeBron.
He can run the offense.
Portland does it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Portland wins with nobody else.
Do you think that could maybe convince Kawhi to come play with the Lakers?
I
Because he's from LA.
I don't think they have the money.
That's the big thing. I knew there was something.
Well, I don't know though. I haven't looked too much into it.
Because I was going to say, imagine if you had Dame, Kawhi, and LeBron.
I will say,
championship caliber team right off the rip.
Your Knicks take, bro. They have a lot of cap space. I'm looking at it right now.
That's what I'm saying. So I think the Knicks would have a real shot.
The only person they're paying is Randall, and that's $20 million.
Exactly. So that's why I think there's a real possibility there. But so you're thinking, think about if you're the Trailblazers. If you're looking at, you got to get rid of Damian Lillard. He's really forcing the trade. Then it's like, well, we can still get a top caliber player in Anthony Davis.
You could get,
and you could
get Davis in a couple seconds, and maybe you could throw in probably Anthony Caruso or Alex Caruso rather.
Not Alex.
Fuck him.
Would Bron do that?
Yes, I think LeBron.
He's chasing rings at this point, and by that I mean not that he's running for super teams, but he's just like, whatever is going to get me rings the best with my team right now, that's what I need.
Let's face it, too. LeBron's not going to be able to play 40 minutes in the playoffs anymore.
No.
He's going to get the CP3 treatment.
He's going to be, what, 37?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to be 37.
He's creeping on 40.
He's not going to be... He's looking to take probably 15 games off a year, still be a 1-2 seed. And I think Damian Lillard running an offense, I don't know what pieces you would need to bring in outside of that, but it's like, okay... when Damian's out there and LeBron isn't, it's like, okay, who's going to play defense? You still have Caldwell Pope. You can put him at the 2. He's going to guard your best guard. Like, you can make it work. Like, Lillard is that clutch. I think he's been one of the most undervalued up until, like, these last couple seasons. Probably the most undervalued player in the league.
Ever since sending Russell Westbrook home.
Yeah. Dude's disgusting. He hit shot after shot after shot. He is a guy I think could actually absolutely elevate the Lakers.
That's if they're willing to give up Anthony Davis.
I would, and a lot of this too. I heard on Colin Cowherd's take. So like, I can't say it's 100% original.
But that it makes sense though.
It makes a lot of sense. The more he was talking about it, the more I'm like, okay, like that worked. Especially the health and longevity. It's just who would you get to play?
Imagine if LeBron had Damian Lillard in the first round.
Dude's clutch.
It's like, that's a closer series.
Bro, Damian Lillard brought the Trailblazers to the Western Conference Finals before.
But that's what I'm saying. Imagine if LeBron had Damian Lillard instead of Anthony Davis. Well, he didn't even have Anthony Davis. So imagine if he just had another top healthy player with him.
He's more dedicated than Davis.
Oh, without a Davis has won. Once you win, some guys lose motivation. It's like, nah. Davis also realizes he's not in that competition of being the GOAT. He doesn't have to try to get like 6 rings or this. He goes, I got a ring.
He could be if he tried harder.
But do you know how hard that is? Like, that is... And I'm saying, like, do you know how hard that is? And I think I realize that, but I really don't. Like, people don't realize how hard it is to win these freaking championships. As dumb as that sounds, but, like, it takes a lot.
I just don't... I feel like they need something else at that point.
Well, I'm looking... They would have to... Well, they're going to need a point guard because they don't want to sign Dennis Schroeder because that dude sucks.
They would also need a new big man, though.
Well, they still have Montrezl Harrell, but he kind of... I don't know what the fuck happened to him. Kuzma's... Marcus Gasol's gone. Markieff Morris gone.
I feel like they're missing a piece. Even with D-Lil and LeBron, I just don't see that being enough. And I don't know why. I really don't. It's just in my heart, I feel it's not enough. On paper, it's a great duo.
You need they
need more depth. That's really the big thing.
It's the big man is what they would need. They would need.
Yeah, that's why like
a B caliber center.
Right, that's why like a healthy Anthony Davis was like just worked so well for those guys.
Could you package Nurkic, Anthony Davis? Nurkic and Damian Lillard for Anthony Davis.
You'd have to give up first rounders.
Anthony Davis first rounder. You
could
probably throw in Kyle Kuzma.
Also Nurkic is also a health hazard too. He gets hurt.
But if you're also getting Lillard with that,
No, I know, but like it kind of helps in that way.
You could throw in. So if you're going to do that, you could throw in Kyle Kuzma, probably 2 firsts and a first-round pick swap, maybe a couple of seconds even too, and you could do Anthony Davis, Kuzma, maybe even Caruso if they wanted him, and then get Nurkic and Damian Lillard.
Caruso wouldn't get the same love.
No, but he's just a point guard to throw into for Portland. Because if Portland's going to do that, they're still going to want to contend, I think. Especially if you get rid of the most clutch player in the league. I mean, I don't even know if it's debatable at this point. Dude's hit so many fucking shots.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting take. I
know
you didn't come up with it, but I still like it.
I was watching it yesterday. I was just like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But a matchup coming up. UFC. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. Who do you boys have winning?
Number 3. Oh God. Well, here's the thing. It depends on what McGregor shows up.
That's what I said
before the show.
Is it the guy with the chip on his shoulder or the guy who like knows what he has, what his legacy is? If it's the second thing, he loses. Because he came in there, I don't think there was any game plan into that second fight. He just thought he was going to come in there pure talent alone and just wail on him.
You don't get to be complacent in UFC.
Every UFC fighter that goes on top and then leaves for a year and comes back.
2. He left for 2.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You leave for a long period of time. You don't get to just come back. Like you're going to get your shit rocked.
Because he came back and fought Cerrone, but that was like
Cowboys.
When you cherry pick in fights, though,
I was an old man.
Cowboys. I love Cowboy, but Cowboy's a different breed.
He was an old man. Like that's not really impressive.
Cowboy just loves to fight. He doesn't even care if he wins, lose. He's just
there.
You know what I mean? Actually, I saw he hit. I forget who he was fighting the other day, but he hit somebody with like a 4-piece combo. They put that in slow motion on TikTok. It was like punched him in the face, got his guard up, punched him in the body, got his guard down, punched him in the face again, guard up, and then kicks him right in the side. And I was like, all right, that's pretty smooth. But
I mean, I gotta kind of hop off what you were saying. Where Conor McGregor, if he comes in like younger Conor McGregor, pissed off, wanting to prove himself, then yeah, I think he wins this. But if he comes in like, yeah, I'm worth hundreds of millions.
Don't
now.
knock Poirier too. He's one of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing.
Absolutely.
He's been active. He's still been fighting. He's been there. I mean, he won the last one.
Poirier's won like his last 7 of his last 8, I think.
Well, I'm curious to see what the game plan is because if you recall, or if I recall right, the Poirier on the second fight, it was those leg kicks.
Oh, ruined Conor.
That ruined him.
Ruined him
because he couldn't. Because after a couple of those, like, they hurt
fast too.
Yeah, they fucking hurt, dude. Like he went on Joe Rogan's podcast afterwards, and he's talking about him. He's like, dude, I knew I had him once he started like babying that leg. He's like, it was over.
Yep. I have this gut feeling McGregor's gonna lose.
I do. I honestly do too. But
because
the only reason why I'm kind of leaning towards McGregor is because he's shit talking a lot more.
Yeah.
The second fight, he was all buddy with him, like, oh, business wide, business this, business that. You have a hot sauce thing. Oh, I find it. Yeah, they brought hot sauce to the face off, and I mean,
they're friends. Like they're.
Well, yeah, you're making each other millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But like that's not McGregor I need to see. The McGregor I need to see is he's been shit talking a lot more. Yeah. That's what I wanted.
I just don't feel like you usually see in the UFC the guys that were on top and come back, like they leave and come back and get back on top. I just don't see that ever happening because it's literally fighting. Like as dumb as like you're beating the shit out of each other.
You have to be in peak physical condition,
and it's not even like. The bigger thing is not so like you're in peak physical condition, your technique's great, this and that. It's can you still take a beating? Because when you're doing it, because these fighters, they do it all the time. Like they are taking beating, and then you don't take a beating for 2 years, you forget how to take a punch, like to an extent. You know what I mean? Like you're not used to getting the shit rocked on you. It takes a lot out of these guys.
I think the way McGregor wins this is if Poirier underestimates what kind of Conor's about to come into the ring, because
it's a mental thing.
It is a mental thing. I think a lot of fights are won before the game even happens. I think that's one of the reasons McGregor was as dominant as he was. He would win well before most fights. Like
he'd be in
that Jose
head.
Aldo fight, I think, is a perfect example.
Oh, exactly.
Because you saw that, right? He knocked him out in like 9 seconds, 11 seconds.
You ever see the video of some guy at a pool? He literally just like asked for like, yo, can we do a stare down? Like, wasn't trying to fight. He literally just some random guy asked him to do a stare down, and they did a stare down, and I'm like, dude, you're not even fighting, and that's intimidating as all hell. Like you literally are just doing it. Like he's not gonna punch you. Like, you're not gonna fight, but just seeing that stare down, I'm like, that's such a huge mental thing to it. It's insane.
Well, that's what I think cost him the second fight. Is I think he came out and he wasn't the intimidating McGregor. It was like this dude's looking to get back into it, and I think Poirier was like, no,
that's what I mean. He thought he was just gonna run through Poirier.
It's a different mindset.
And that's not
because that first fight that was during his run up until like he became double champ. Poirier was in like the middle of it, right before maybe a few fights before Aldo, and that was just an unstoppable train, and he ran through everyone, ran through Dustin, and he just thought he was going to do it again because he ran through Cerrone, wanted to go and fight Dustin.
Poirier does put a lot of work into. I was watching a lot of his camps too. Like he's a great
hard work
fighter.
Beats natural talent 10 out of 10 times, and it showed.
Only when natural talent doesn't work hard. And I think that's what happened last fight.
That's my point exactly. That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
Conor just thought he was
But it's right.
No, I know.
Because I was listening to some people break it down. It said you could hear, like, it was weird. Even his own team during the fight, they weren't even like saying anything about checking the leg kicks. That you could, like, they said you could hear it. They weren't saying anything about it, and you just, it makes you wonder if his team is like a bunch of yes men or like. Are actually trying to coach him, because like before the fight they were saying this is the best we've ever seen Conor, blah blah blah, and it was just shown that that's not true. It just wasn't true.
I think just living off the past kind of thing, where it's like, yeah, he's been doing this. I
really think it was a wake up call for McGregor. That's why I think coming into this is going to be a much better fight than.
How old is McGregor now? 32.
You're in the ballpark.
Yeah, we're close.
How old is Conor McGregor?
It might be 32.
32 on the dot.
32.
Yeah, but I have a gut feeling he's gonna lose.
Yeah, that's why I'm like so near the middle. I was like,
I'm smack dab in the middle right now, because I don't want to disrespect Poirier, but I really think it depends on what kind of Conor McGregor shows up.
The other thing I like though, I haven't seen a lot of like McGregor like I don't know, like boxing clips, or like not boxing, but like just like training videos. I haven't seen a lot of them recently, which. In my mind, it's kind of good, because it's like, do you care about the social media posts, or are you training?
Yeah.
To me, this more towards he's training, like training.
I think this is one of those, like, he's putting his head down and he's going. This is
like his legacy, like literally
it's
his
on the
legacy.
Because
if he loses this,
he's done.
His luster's gone.
Yeah.
He's going to turn into a Nate Diaz type. Well, he'll come back every once in a while, a lot of buzz, but he'll never reach that top that he wants to be at again.
Well, you know who I kind of compare it to? Like, Ronda Rousey was like, well, you watched UFC fighter at one point.
Yeah.
And then she loses. She tries to come
back. Her
back.
fall from grace was hard.
It was
hard.
rough. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to see that happen to this guy, because he has done so much for the UFC. Like,
it's insane.
He's like kind of like the Tiger Woods of UFC. Like, he's the most known UFC fighter.
He was absolutely electric.
When you're holding two belts at the same time.
Dude, as a flyweight, bro.
That's just...
Double champ does what the fuck he wants,
that's
dude.
Like, iconic lines of all time.
I remember when I was a little younger and I was like, I don't really like this guy. Now I'm like, holy crap, this guy's amazing.
Especially to be a fighter, that's the attitude you need. I think
you have to.
That's the mentality, not the attitude.
In that business, the moment you get complacent,
it's over.
It's over. It's done.
You don't have the same.
Which kind of sucks, because it's like you don't really get to enjoy your championships. You don't get to enjoy the belts. It's like people are always coming for your neck, and it's like, are you going to defend, or are you going to? Like, we'll see. But this isn't for anything, right?
No,
Poirier
this is literally like
just
this is to keep the McGregor name alive, really. To be completely honest with you,
yeah.
I don't know.
If he loses, it's over.
I think this goes deep, though. I really think this
might go to the decision. I don't think the leg kicks are going to affect him again.
There's no way he goes into this. They go into this with the same plan. There's no way Poirier's dumb enough
here's
to
the thing.
Like,
I don't think that was a plan. To be completely honest with you.
I think it was a little bit, because he does have the naturally like wide stance.
No, but there was no. I don't. Just looking at it looked like there was no game plan. Like game plan, I'm counting offensively and defensively. There was like just nothing.
Nothing was changed in the fight.
Like, he just tried to like knock him. Like I know he always tries to knock him up, but like there was no self-care in that fight. I was like, dude, like,
yeah,
you could hear the leg kicks sounded like gunshots.
Oh,
like,
they were. Yeah,
check them. Like we could see your calf being ruined. He literally broke his leg. Broke his leg.
Those hurt, dude. Those are by no means
not,
like those are one of the most underrated forms of just.
And there's nobody utilizes that leg.
And imagine not fighting for 2 years and then getting that.
Yeah,
shin splints for weeks, bro.
And then once your leg's toast, you can't cover for that in a fight because what do you got? Switch stances. Oh, now that's your plant leg. Oh no, now that's your weight holding leg. No,
not
you
to
can't.
mention not to mention switching stances is a
totally
different
and then
approach.
If that's your front leg, that's the leg you use to lean with your punches. It's over. It's over. You can't do that.
I don't know. I want to see.
But there is
come back, dude.
But there is nothing.
I would like to, but I have this gut feeling. You don't really see comebacks in the UFC.
Well, Poirier's not going to underestimate him, I think. I really don't think he does.
Well, this is his third time fighting him. He realizes what he has to go up against.
And I think he understands that Conor knows too. Conor's by no means dumb.
I think this will be a good fight. I don't think it's going to be a hard fight like Ronda Rousey. That was just terrible. But
yeah. Well, Amanda Nunes just came in and whooped some ass, dude. She could probably beat some UFC fight.
But there is
people in the men's weight.
No.
I really think she could.
There's no way. There's a whole biological reason why no. But anyway,
when you're talking 1%ers,
no.
That's a conversation we're gonna have another time. But
there's just nothing like a McGregor fight week.
Yeah,
there's really nothing like it because I already have just this build up of I don't know if it's from the weekend I had or if it's
I don't know if it's heartburn.
But
my stomach acid's coming up.
But my God, I'm getting that feeling, and I just can't wait for the 10th.
Fuck yeah.
I cannot wait for it.
One last topic, because I just thought of it and we have to talk about it. College athletes can now make money off their name.
Let's go.
That is amazing.
I would like
my God.
I would like to personally return Reggie Bush's Heisman.
It's already in the works, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm pretty sure they're already being give this man what he deserves. I'm just hyped because, one, college athletes are getting what they deserve. Imagine how much Zion or Trevor Lawrence would have made in college. They would have been millionaires before they went to their leagues.
Oh, that's one thing, but
NCAA.
Imagine
there's the Ball brothers and fucking
the women athletes. That Livy Dune lady from
on TikTok.
LSU?
Yeah, she's LSU gymnastics.
She's
phenomenal.
got over I think.
Well, that's the thing. It elevates women's sports too. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because
now they might be the highest paid people because of the sheer amount of people that follow them.
Not to mention sponsoring athletes now. Barstool.
Because not only
immediately.
And Barstool is just you send us your information, you're gonna get it. You get free merch. That's great. We're talking about these top athletes, women athletes in general, but women athletes. Now they're gonna be on Nike commercials, things like that. I mean, they're going to now.
It's great for sports.
Oh, it's phenomenal because
for
now these kids that were getting exploited for their talents. That's what the NCAA has been doing for decades.
It's so funny, dude. The Supreme Court literally was
they were like
if this was any other business company, they're like, this is extremely illegal.
It's
so
they were riding the line of they were these kids are just legal, they were that close to child labor.
Yeah,
that close.
Wait, you're 17 coming into college. You need to take when's your birthday? 3 more months. You can start competing then.
It was billions of dollars. This NCAA every school was made.
Fuck them
because of those kids.
I can't stand colleges.
Because of those kids.
It's going to be a whole new era of college athletes. You're going to know more college athletes now because they're going to be in advertisements. It's going to be so much thing because Barstool, that's just the skim of it, where it's just they have so many.
They just jumped in the pool.
That was actually
Barstool was just hey, we're going to take all these athletes now because Barstool.
Do you know what happened?
A volleyball player who was playing D1 at Stanford,
something like that.
So she DM'd them. It was just hey. We can make money off our names. Can I now be one of your athletes? And they're like,
Portnoy was like,
what does that mean?
What that means, but yeah.
He's like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And then 24 hours, they're like, message us. You're getting free merch, and you get to represent us. Super smart business move by Barstool.
I mean,
they signed.
But I don't think Barstool's ever going to get the top dog unless they pay them. Because right now it's just here's a free sweatshirt, here's a free sweatpants. I don't know, just things like that. Where if I was a Zion or Trevor Lawrence, I'll be like, hey Nike, Adidas, what's going on? What are we doing?
Shoes?
Hey Gatorade, you want me in a commercial?
Dude,
they're not going to Barstool.
College athletes are gonna have shoes.
Dog.
Oh my God!
They're gonna have shoes.
Jordan's gonna get guys or athletes beforehand.
This is gonna go so far. Like things that we can't even imagine. Like think of right now. College athletes are gonna have shoes.
We were literally.
100%.
I'm thinking of the top where it's just like, oh, they can now have YouTube accounts. Like remember that kicker destroyer? He had to leave college.
That still pisses me off.
But so now they're. I was thinking just the top like that. NCAA football's coming back. NCAA basketball.
Don't forget too. Like even if you're not like this recognizable like college athlete, the fact that now you don't have to balance school, being a college athlete, and trying to get a part-time job somewhere flipping burgers. It's like, dude, no, sell your name. Like market yourself. It's like if you're smart and you can figure it out. I mean, not everybody's going to be able to do that.
No.
Whatever.
No, well,
it is what it is.
But that's how I like it because it's like I'm glad.
But it's competitive. It adds that extra like. It's like, okay, dude, I want to sponsor myself. Maybe I sell autographs for,
Todd Gurley
a week and a half. I get $1,000 or something.
Todd Gurley got suspended for 4 games in college because he signed a jersey and sold it.
That's ridiculous.
And now they can do that, which is
yeah.
Then there was a story about Johnny Manziel, how there was this guy
$30K for autographs. Yeah,
it was 3,000, but like,
but
either way, to a guy that hasn't been able to make money because he's been playing football.
Yeah,
all these backdoor deals.
Imagine how much money Johnny Manziel could have made.
Oh my god, dude, Tim Tebow
too, dude. Johnny football.
Oh my god,
Tim Tebow's gonna get sponsored by a church if he was still in college.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's gonna be Tim Tebow and Joel Osteen
coming this Sunday.
The Father, the Son,
and Tim Tebow. Oh, but I'm just. I just can't even imagine what's going to like. I'm just thinking commercials, shoes, like what is really. I can't even fathom what's actually going to come next from these.
And now the colleges just have to sit there and take it.
Oh, they have to watch it happen too. They're gonna be like, "There's our money."
No,
that's
dude,
so funny.
I can't stand like universities in general. You know, the only reason college tuition is as high as it is because years ago, the government was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna back up. Like if you go to college because they wanted people going, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna back up the loan. Like whatever they charge, it's like we'll give you student loans regardless what the price is. That's why everybody gets it. And so the colleges were like, really?
We can just charge whatever we want.
Yeah, and now colleges are like, oh, it's $100,000 to go here, and the government's like, here you go, pay it off. And it's like,
but now college athletes could just make their own money.
I fucking hate colleges, dude.
I saw
scams.
I saw one TikTok where it was just like all NCAA athletes next year. It's like, can I talk my shit?
Yeah, can I talk my shit again?
It's just like I'm gonna do what I want. This is
gonna be great. This is gonna be so great.
I wonder though, because we're all like, oh, good for the athletes, they deserve the money, but do you think it gets too much where the athletes?
No.
Like
if they get to
overboard.
They get to use their name. We're gonna find a balance. We're gonna get it quick.
I feel like what's gonna happen is it's gonna go maybe overboard, and some people are gonna do some lucrative things where it's like
you reel it in a smidge, and then
but it's also it's like okay, you're also. I'm thinking it might get to the point where it's getting so lucrative where it's like you're not even focusing on your sport anymore. I think you're gonna hear some stories of that. And then I think that's when we'll find the balance.
Well, here's the thing though.
Well, don't forget if they're not performing.
That's the thing though, and I think that might happen to a handful of athletes because like imagine the next Zion coming up and
but then they've already made their money too at that point.
But what I'm saying is, so we're saying like, oh, you can make all your money, but say you absolutely suck and like you go from like just the top dog to I'm not going to try because I'm now financially stable. What professional
team? What's that do for
motivation? You know what I mean? What's my motivation to keep trying? Well, now you're going to get kicked out of school and nobody's going to... I'm just saying, like, if all these things keep falling, if you're not playing well, and it's like, well, if you're not playing well, I'm not going to draft you on my team.
Well...
this is just a very specific hypothetical.
Well, okay, but
I could see it happening to someone.
Well, to piggyback off that, it's almost the same as if, like, say... a star quarterback was training his whole life for, like, this NFL dream, and then his senior year has like some sort of catastrophic injury, right? And say before this even happened, he wasn't getting paid. He wasn't doing this. His getting paid moment was going to the NFL.
Yeah.
Now he already has money. But then he gets hurt, can't get drafted, but he's got the money already.
Which is good. I'm very happy. Because,
no, I'm just playing like that's
going to be
so if his talent goes away because he's not trying anymore, say his senior season, and it goes away and they don't want to draft him, he's already made money.
And that's on him too. He already got
exactly.
paid.
Yeah. It's on the athlete
him or her.
Regardless.
I know, and I say, and I'm glad the athletes.
Her.
But I'm glad, like, I'm glad the athletes are getting paid. But it's also like not every time, but there's a lot of times you see in professional sports where it's like they finally get paid that fat contract where it's like, now you're dumb, fat, and happy. And their skill level from last year.
Nicholas Batum.
But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys just...
Fuck that
guys
guy.
and women, but, like, professional athletes, usually they get fat contracts. Just, they stop trying as much. Now you get the Mahomes and stuff where it's like, clearly that's a different breed. And there's going to be the different breed people.
Bro, Nick Batum.
In
averaged 20 points. I hate him so much. He averaged 20 points a game. Got an entire bag from Charlotte, and then progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse.
And I'm glad all these athletes are getting paid because they deserve it. I also think it's good for like a pay scale where it's just like, how do you pay Zion the same as someone else on your Duke team? Which you shouldn't. But that's why I like how it's off your name and likeness. So it's like, okay, if you're more known, you're gonna get paid more.
Yeah.
So that's great. I think there's going to be that 1%, and it's going to be a very few slim cases where people like, oh,
money.
This is going to be the next guy.
The big thing is just the money's moving, which I'm glad. It's not going into the college's pockets; it's going into the students' pockets,
which is well deserved.
Which is the whole point of the
whole
whole
thing. Give them the money.
So are they 1099ers now or W-2? Like, what's that?
Oh yeah.
Can you put student athlete on your taxes?
That's a weird one. I have no idea.
How does that work?
I think you're self-employed at that point.
Business. Are they entrepreneurs? Is an entrepreneur at 1099?
I don't know. We're not there yet. I have no idea.
But I'm just...
What are these words?
No idea. Taxes? I haven't paid those.
What is that?
No,
What are taxes? Is that a thing? Should I fill
Dude,
those?
I thought those were optional.
Wait, those are not. Wait, you have to do those?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I worked with a girl the other day who goes, "Yeah, I haven't paid my taxes in 2 years." I looked at her. I go, "What?" She's like, I don't know. I just never did it. And I'm like, you can go to jail for tax evasion. She's like, I don't.
This is a joke, IRS. It's not.
I'm like, you do.
Is it-
I don't. That's kind of what it was. I was like, are you for real? She's like, I don't know. It's like, I hope my parents did it. I'm like, you fucking
Hope your
better.
parents did. That's not how taxes work.
I'm like, you fucking better, dude.
Kyle, you're like, I'm wearing a wire right now.
Gotcha, bitch. Just
gotcha. The whole reason I'm working here. He's just undercover.
I'm actually 35.
I played the long con. Kyle, you've been here for 3 years. You haven't opened up in 3 years. I don't.
We've been on you since you were able to pay taxes.
It's just like,
She's
like, I made $2,000 over the last 2 years. This is
Uncle
it.
Sam wants that 2,000.
Uncle Sam paid me $20,000 a year to do this.
Uncle Sam
Get
wants
fucked.
their $90 in tax returns.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
I think that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining us, folks, in this episode of Sports on Tap. Don't forget to share, follow, and like. Also, if you like what we're doing, we do have a link down in the description for our merch store. Please buy some stuff. It's
great stuff.
I like it. I wear it.
I
It's high
like
quality.
I like
the big
it.
one.
But thanks for watching.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
It's great.